museum is a major component of the Dobson Memorial Center, which also includes the Dobson family home, historic home, and the formal gardens. Constructed in 1915 by Solomon B. and Lucy Dobson, the home was donated to the Ottawa County Historical Society in the late 1960s by Nellie Dobson, the last surviving child of Solomon and Lucy. Nellie also donated the funds to build an Ottawa County museum, now known as the Dobson Museum. The museum has grown and prospered through the years. It continues to highlight regional and Ottawa County history, along with American Indian artifacts, lead and zinc mining items, and early settlement collections. Among the exhibits are those telling the stories of Mickey Mantle, Charles Banks Wilson, Texaco, American Indian culture, and American mining history. The museum also features a research center and a family history center. The museum recently completed a significant overhaul of many of its exhibits, and I hope that if you did not take the opportunity yesterday to visit the museum, you will do so today or in the near future, because it really, you won't recognize it if you haven't been there recently. It's done a wonderful job. The museum, in case you want to find it, is at 110 A Street Southwest, which is just real close, a few blocks from the Coleman Theater. Accepting the award for the Dobson Museum today is the president of the Ottawa County Historical Society, Larry Robbins.
Well, thank you very much on behalf of the Ottawa County Historical Society. We're so pleased that you're here with us during this conference. And the best words I could use to describe the museum from a few years ago would be musty and dusty. We have had a complete turnaround, primarily because of the dedication of many of our volunteers. We have a very active group, many of which are here, and several of our board members are here today. And I'd like for you to raise your hand and be recognized if you do volunteer to the museum. We have an outstanding consultant, Nancy Lowe Clark from Mustang, that helps us. And she's coming back next month to assist us with our space analysis of the museum. The museum had been rather inactive. The board hadn't been doing much. And about 2.5 years ago, some of us got concerned about it and decided there need to be some changes. So I have, as most of my volunteers are strong-willed women, and they elected me president, and they think they're making me believe that I'm in charge. But we do have a good working group, and we're real proud of the museum and the accomplishments that we've made, and we plan to do other things in the future to highlight past history of Northeast Oklahoma. The big project that we undertook and opened the exhibit in late February was the B.F. Goodrich exhibit. B.F. Goodrich was a manufacturing facility here for 40 years, employed about 2,000 people at the time the plant closed, and at that time the unemployment in Ottawa County went up to 26.5%. I happened to be the state representative at that time for this area, so we had lots of fun, trying to assist people in finding work, and we didn't want everybody to move, and a lot of them stayed, and we're glad they did. But the museum is something we're very proud of, and if you did not get the opportunity to see it, please come back sometime and look at it. We have a collection of 43,000 black and white negatives that we're just now in the process of digitizing, and those will all be online at some time. There was a photographer here in town that took photographs for about 40 years. Upon his death, his family gave the museum all of the negatives that he had and a lot of photographs that were prints. And just as a sidestep, one of the first times I went to the museum, I looked into the negative drawer and I pulled out a negative. And there I was in the picture from 1963 when Mr. Sparling had taken photographs at the high school when I was attending there. So I guess I'm old enough to be in the museum, and that's why I enjoy working on it.
outstanding master's thesis on Oklahoma history consists of $150 and a plaque. Michael Johnson will receive this honor today for his thesis titled "The Grumpy Old Man from Tulsa, R.A. Lafferty's Literary Critique of 20th Century American Progress." A graduate of Rogers State University, Claremore, Jocelyn prepared his thesis